I got a really unexpected gift from someone I don't even know this Women's Day, and I'm making this video to share that gift with you because this is a gift of healing and liberation. So earlier this week, I put a post on LinkedIn about a dance party that we had as part of the Women in IAM Sisterhood, and that post was shared by another lady from another country whom I don't know in her network and while sharing it, this is what she wrote. She wrote something like, "This is what I know to be true and what my ancestors also confirm." And then she writes, "When women dance, power is born." The statement stayed with me, and it's been in my mind for the last 2-3 days. And I shared it with my sisterhood last night, and so many of them resonated with that as well. And that's my Women's Day gift. But why is it so important to me, and why do I think it's going to be so important to several other women? Let me tell you a story. So this incident happened in, I remember the year 2004, many years ago, when I was a fresh MBA graduate. I was in my first job. I joined a bank, and well-known bank, and this bank had they did this thing of taking all their fresh recruits as a batch. It was called an orientation program to another city, and we went through certain outbounds, and we had lectures and classes and all of that. So when we were there were about 30 of us in the batch, and all joined together, and we were put up in a hotel. Now this hotel that we were put up in had a dance floor on the basement, like a discotheque. So in the evening, we went there and we were chilling out, and some of us were dancing, and I love dancing, so I was dancing. And one of my colleagues actually made a comment, and I'm going to say it in Hindi because he said this in Hindi, which is, "Naach Bandariya, Tumhe Paisa Milega." He was also a fresh recruit, so he's a colleague, but he's my age. And the guys around him, there were only guys around him when he said this, laughed. And I didn't know what to do. I was young, and when I was hurt, I just started crying. So I did get support. The situation was diffused. I'm sure somebody was sensitive enough, but the way to diffuse it was I was crying, and I was escorted out because I was the one who needed help. And there was, another colleague of mine consoled me. Nobody called out the man who made that comment. And while I felt very, very hurt and upset, I think I was so engulfed in my own shame and hurt and upset that I should not have danced, that I didn't call him out either, because the only thing I knew at that time was to make myself wrong, and my EQ was also very low. And then I was just upset. I realized today that that incident left such a deep impact on me that I pretty much shut off dancing in front of people. So I continued to mostly dance at home and in very safe places, and it changed my equation with dance and my equation with who can you dance in front of, not front of, and I didn't construe it so clearly, but all of that. So now, many years later, 24 years later, when clearly my EQ is not as low as it was, and I'm more empowered, and I'm wiser and older, and what led to my posting this on LinkedIn about the dance in the first place, I hadn't planned to. I posted it on another platform where somebody asked this question again, saying, so I'm a professor, saying, "Have your students seen you like this?" And instantly the reply that now came to me was like, it shouldn't matter. I'm allowed to have multiple roles, wear multiple hats, and it's okay if I dance. And that's the okayness, the permission that I've given myself, and that's what I wrote a post about. And that's when this other lady shared it in her network with the statement that when women dance, power is born. And that statement is my gift in this Women's Day, and also healing for that 24-year-old, healing for the 24-year-old me who went into so much wrongness of herself and beat herself up completely for having danced in front of her colleagues. It's not like I was the only one dancing. It was a dance floor. Everyone was dancing. Lots of people, not everyone, but lots of people were dancing. Clearly, this guy who passed the comment was not dancing. He was standing and watching others dance. But the fact that I made myself so wrong for something that's such a happy, healthy activity. Dance, I think, is a very happy, healthy, sacred, wonderful activity. If you dance, you stay. It's good. And just getting so shamed for that, making myself wrong for that, and that's the healing that has happened to me now after all these years. And that's the healing that I want to share with anyone else who's been through a similar journey or who needs this healing at this point in time. Because just today morning I was reflecting, look at 4-year-old and 5-year-old kids. Most of them dance. They all know how to dance. But when it comes to adulthood, there's so many people who say, no, I don't know how to dance and I can't dance and all of that. And I think that a lot of that is, maybe it may not be the same incident that I went through, but all the conditioning. And I think society needs healing for having shamed dance or labeled it as something that's not professional or whatever. And so that's the collective healing that is needed. So with my individual healing, I want to set in movement a collective healing about dance, about women dancing. And I realize now the truth in the statement, when women dance, power is born. And my stances, and if that power triggers someone else, it's their problem. In hindsight, I realize my dancing had triggered the person who passed such a statement. And lashing out with the very uncool statement of Naach Bandariya, Tujhe Paisa Milega was his way of coping with whatever had been triggered in him. It's not acceptable. He should have been pulled up. Something should have been done. It wasn't. But let's heal as a society so that this doesn't happen again to more people. And I do think times have changed. I do think nobody today in any workplace or in any social situation will get away with making a statement like that to another colleague or friend or woman. They should not. But let's also heal from the stereotype underneath of that, which caused something like this. So this is my gift. I hope it reaches the right people, and I hope it's a gift for more women, especially on this Women's Day. And if you're a young woman or an old woman like me, or any woman, I'm granting myself permission, and I'm granting you permission to go out, dance, be free, own your truth, own your light, have fun. And if you think this is only about dance, it's not about dance. It's about owning our truth, owning ourselves, owning our voice, right? So dance is also a form of expression. It's a form of voice. So I was talking about this with my friend Sharmishta, and we've decided to do a workshop in April. We still have to, it's going to be a residential retreat in Bangalore for women on the theme of owning our voice. We still have to iron out all the details and make the posters and forms and all of that. Once it's ready, I will share it. I'll share it here on LinkedIn and on my other platforms. But if you're listening to this already and you're like, I want to attend this workshop, leave a comment or whatever, and I'll make sure that I tell you about it once we launch it. It's going to be next month, and give us some time to work it out. Okay, have a lovely day, and wishing everyone the best.